In Part 3 of our Design with KnitWiz series, we explore how to modify our newly created design and our pattern pieces. In Part 2, we selected a modified drop sleeve template for our design. Then, we were taken back to the gallery view. Select View Details. Here you see several sections. Open the Edit Details section to add a description, change the minimum amount of wear ease, and more. The first step in preparing our design for knitting is to check swatch information. Click on Step 1 to add or remove swatches or edit gauge information for this specific design. Open the bottom section to display your pattern pieces. If you haven't created a project, you may add, remove, or modify your pattern pieces. If you've created only one project from this design, you are able to edit your pattern pieces and see those changes reflected in your pattern instructions. Begin by editing the main body section so that the software can automatically adjust sleeve length based on your modifications. Let's do that now. Click on the pattern piece and you're taken to the pattern piece details view. In the top section, you may assign swatches to the various areas of your pattern piece. Since this sweater is going to be knit from the bottom, the first section is the banding section. The percentage shown corresponds to a standard 2.5 inch or 6.5 centimeter banding height. Since length proportion is one of the hallmarks of a couture fit, KnitWiz will automatically stretch or shorten the banding length a bit, as well as the overall garment length, depending on the back neck to hip measurement, so that the lines are in proportion to the wearer's height. I'll come back to assigning swatches later, after making my shape modifications. So let's close this section and open the section Play with Shape. We've elected to use a woman's sizing, so initially we're presented with a model with a woman's size, quote, medium body. However, when it comes to creating projects, it doesn't really matter whether you've chosen to use a woman's or a gender-neutral figure. But when designing, using a background model does help to visualize the finished shape. If you're making a sweater for yourself or a loved one, you may prefer to use their measurements. If you're a designer and are creating a pattern to sell, you may have a specific set of measurements you prefer to design with. Here I have a list of people's measurements. Let's say I want to make this for myself. I'll go ahead and use my measurements. Now the model reflects my figure and the template is redrawn to fit. My sweater will be comfy and slightly oversized, made with Dreamliner from Traveling Yarn. So I'll increase the neck width a bit and also increase the height. Note that even though the model is two-dimensional, the calculations adjust for the curve at the shoulder. Next, I'm going to increase the ease for a roomier fit. Ease is added to the upper chest measurement, and the project instructions automatically add short rows at the bust for larger busted figures. Both of these are default options and may be changed in the Options section. I'm finished modifying my pattern piece. I'll just save my changes, and when I do so, I'm brought back to the Design Details page. In Part 4 of the Design with KnitWiz series, I'll talk about assigning swatches to a pattern piece. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy knitting!